Dallas police are investigating a possible case of jugging that left a man without thousands of dollars. A Mesquite small business owner says he went to the bank, then went to run another errand when a man stole the cash out of his vehicle. Fox 4's Peyton Hager live with more on exactly how that all went down. Peyton.
Hi, Steve. This afternoon, we spoke with Chris Robles of Mesquite. He owns a workout gym. Just a few days ago, he took out $5 grand in cash for new workout equipment. He then believes he was being followed. The scariest part for him, his 15-year-old daughter was with him.
I didn't have any idea of anybody following me. Everything was just very normal.
Just before noon Friday, Chris Robles withdrew $5,000 in cash from this Pleasant Grove Chase Bank near Masters and Lake June Road. He walked back out to his car, cash envelope in his pocket. Then Robles drove 4 miles to pick up a U-Haul at the corner of Jim Miller Road and CF Hahn Freeway, right across the street from Dallas PD's Southeast Patrol Division. He went inside U-Haul while his 15-year-old daughter waited in the vehicle.
As soon as I walked in the door, I got a phone call from my daughter, and she's yelling, "Somebody's in the car." I originally thought she said somebody hit the car. So I ran out there immediately, and I saw her crying.
Robles says his daughter later told Dallas officers a man in his late teens, early 20s with a black ski mask on took the cash from the center console. The teenager says she was able to snap this quick photo of the suspect vehicle, a gray Honda sedan, a picture she sent over to Dallas police.
She's 15 years old, and I'm glad she's here today, you know what I mean?
Dallas police confirmed to Fox 4 they're investigating the robbery and still looking for the suspect or suspects involved. The tactic of following someone from a bank or business to steal cash is called jugging. A new Texas law, House Bill 1902, aims to crack down on the growing crime trend. Now, suspects are charged with burglary or robbery. But starting September 1st, jugging is its own crime and can carry steeper penalties if the offense escalates. Meanwhile, Robles is still focused on growing his gym, Grind Hard Fitness, even with the unplanned and dangerous money setback.
Money comes and goes, but, you can't replace a person.
So Dallas investigators collected fingerprints off of Robles' vehicle. Also, Robles told by Dallas investigators that there are security cameras at that intersection off CF Hahn Freeway. So hopefully they will be able to get a license plate. Again, no one has been arrested. At the end of our interview, Robles told me actually that afternoon he was trying to be careful. He didn't go to the ATM outside. He went inside to get the cash from a teller, but he still feels like he was being targeted. Steve?
Yeah, that was the question I was going to ask. So he went, usually we've seen this happens at an ATM, but he actually went inside to be careful and it still happened. Okay.
He's actually heard of this crime trend before. He told me, so he went inside to get the cash personally from a teller, but he believes either he was being watched inside or outside because as he was walking out, he slipped it in his pocket.
All right. We all need to be careful. Extra layer now. Okay. Peyton, thanks. Dallas police chief says the one arrest at last night's anti-ICE protests is evidence of the restraint his officers showed all night long. 27-year-old Gerardo Velasquez is charged with assault on a public servant. He was the only person charged and arrested. New police chief Daniel Como says his officers had to dodge water bottles and fireworks while responding to the protests in the Trinity Groves area. Tonight, the chief spoke about the protests during the police oversight board meeting, and Fox 4's David Centenry was at that protest last night and at the meeting this evening. David.
Yeah, these protests have centered around who ICE is arresting and their policies. They say they're following the policy set by the president of worst first, meaning they are targeting the more violent criminals. But an issue is that here in Dallas, we're not really getting that data from ICE. We've been reaching out for months trying to figure out how many people they've been arresting for what crimes or what reasons, but that information is not being provided to us. Hundreds of protesters gathered at the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge in Dallas Monday evening, angry at immigration and customs enforcement arrests happening across the country, some at court hearings and workplaces. Most of the night was peaceful. Some waved flags, some raised signs, some gave haircuts. But later in the night, Fox 4 saw water bottles thrown at officers, a lit firework. The chief of police says rocks were also thrown at officers. Police fired pepper balls in an effort to disperse the crowd. Ultimately, one person was arrested, 27-year-old Gerardo Velasquez, charged with assault on a public servant, bodily injury, and taking a weapon from a peace officer. The department says he was seen hitting the window of a fully marked squad car and became combative with officers.
One individual was arrested. Hopefully we can go with protests where no one's arrested.
Dallas Police Chief Daniel Como says no officers were injured and the department will prepare for additional protests.
And if the protests are done legally, we will be there to protect them and make sure that even the protesters are safe along with the community.
Chief Como introduced to City of Dallas's Community Police Oversight Board Tuesday. The board asked specific questions about Dallas PD's working relationship with ICE. The city attorney's office, however, prevented the chief from answering specific policy questions, saying that topic was not an agenda item.
And you can talk about introductory, broad umbrella.
What does that consist of?
You know, general stuff that you would do in an introduction, such as how long have you been a cop? Where did you come from? Those kinds of matters.
That's in his biography. We have that.
And what we want to know is how the police are going to be assessing these sorts of actions, how they're going to be assessing their relationship with federal officers, immigration, our federal partners.
Board member Allison Grinter Allen anticipates more protests and says the board is awaiting an after-action report detailing last night's police response.
We're going to probably want to see it from different angles.
Immigration and illegal immigration policies under a nationwide microscope.
The system has been broken for a while. The difference now is that broken system is just geared towards one thing and one thing only, which is mass deportation.
Immigration attorney Hussein Sadruddin says the North Texas law firm he's worked at for more than 2 decades now sees a different type of enforcement.
But this is the first time we are seeing individuals who are seeking relief in legal way being targeted, people who are reporting to court. Also, we have individuals who have committed minor crimes, which would not ordinarily put them in removal proceedings, and they're being detained.
ICE Dallas has not provided specific data showing who is being arrested and why, but says it's in line with the president's policy of worst first. Today, Homeland Security said it will not be deterred by the protests, and instead it will be ramping up enforcement. Want to point out that we did reach out to ICE Dallas today requesting an on-camera interview. We did not hear back. We requested that yesterday as well and some data, but we were declined that opportunity. Also requested an on-camera interview today with Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson, but his office declined us that opportunity. Steve, back to you.
All right. David Centenry, thank you. A slithery surprise for a Garland neighborhood. A 15-foot python was discovered slithering around a pickup truck late Friday night. Garland animal control officers responded and captured the escaped pet. Fox 4's Amelia Jones tonight with more in Garland. Amelia.
Steve, we still don't know where the python came from or how it got out, but it left these neighbors with a story you have to see to believe. Friday night.
So much for coming home early.
Jesse and Lily Diaz came home to find a reptile causing quite a ruckus next door.
It was just crazy, just crazy.
A snake slithered its way into their neighbor's truck. Lily took this video of it curled up under the hood.
Animal control was just one guy. As soon as you grab it and you try to pull it, that snake would just move like 2 inches, and he'll just push him.
The couple learned a woman across the street called animal control to report a snake on Apache Drive in Garland. By the time animal control got there, the python pushed its way into the truck's engine. Then, to avoid capture, it went into the truck's body and coiled itself underneath.
You're talking about a 15-foot snake.
To better illustrate 15 feet, we measured it out, and it's longer than the Diaz's driveway. From the start of their driveway all the way over to where I put this newspaper down and their neighbor's driveway begins. That's the total length of 15 feet.
You said the way he was launching was probably from where I'm at, you're at maybe about 2 to 3 feet he will launch out and snap at it.
After a good hour or so, animal control tied a rope around the snake's body and slowly pulled it out from under the truck. Once it was out, they put a blanket over it and safely put it in a container. No pythons or people were hurt during the rescue.
That was crazy. That was chaotic because we never expected this in this neighborhood.
Then again, this is not your typical neighborhood nuisance.
Things happen, but not
Not a python.
So good news, the city of Garland was able to find the snake's owner and the two will be reunited. However, the snake will be taken outside city limits because the city of Garland only allows non-poisonous snakes as pets as long as they are 6 feet or less within city limits. Steve, back to you.
All right, Amelia Jones in Garland. Thanks, Amelia.
You know, the countdown now to the World Cup is on. In fact, it's actually on. Like, there's an actual clock at DFW Airport that is counting down.
We saw that thing start this morning. Peyton May live with a closer look at the clock. Did you had your finger on the button? You started that? Is that?
You know, some things just happen in perfect timing. It was almost like magic, but travelers at DFW International Airport can now see exactly when the tournament starts, even down to the second. Here is the countdown clock right at Terminal D, and here at Fox 4, we're gearing up for all kinds of excitement from June 11th to July 19th of 2026. Fox Sports is presenting the world's great sporting event. The tournament will be held over 6 weeks all across North America. The 3 host countries are the U.S., Mexico, and Canada, but Dallas has more matches than any other city. AT&T Stadium will host 9 of the 104 matches, including a semifinal. How cool is that? 13 teams have already qualified, including all of the co-host countries and defending champion Argentina. Now, organizers here say this is just another opportunity to put Dallas on the global stage.
We have 6 training base camps, all the way from Denton at UNT down to Mansfield. And so I think the whole region will really feel this. Also, we have the International Broadcast Center coming back. This time it will be at the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center, so right downtown Dallas. The whole place is going to be a buzz.
This is the biggest international sports event held in the U.S. in decades. In 1994, the U.S. had the World Cup. Dallas hosted 6 matches at the Cotton Bowl, but this time around, the Cotton Bowl will be used as a practice facility. Now, general admission tickets are not on sale just quite yet. There is fan registration for interest of tickets on the FIFA website. We have all of that information on our website, fox4news.com. But there's a lot of excitement here. Back to you.